MirnaKelly is my maiden name. My married name is Laszlo. I'm from the Camel First Nation.
Where did you go to residential school and for how long?
I was at Mission Residential School, Mission City, BC, for 1 year. When I was 9, I was 11 when I got out. Just turning 11 or something, yeah. 7 of us, 7 other sisters other than me, that went in the same day. Yeah, our mom dropped us off there. She had enough of us, I guess.
How did you feel about going to residential school?
I didn't like it. It was too... Well, when we lived at home, there was only 4 bedrooms in our house. So about 4 or 5 of us girls would sleep together. We had that connection. Well, in there, we each had our own bed, and that wasn't normal for us. It was like we all had to sleep in the same bed. Like even in the middle of the night when we were there, when we had to go to bed, I'd wake up and I'd have 2 or 3 of my sisters sleeping with me. We thought it was fun. We were going on a holiday pretty much, right? But then once you're there, it's totally different. You have to stand in line for your meals and stand in line and have showers together, and you know, it was strange. You know, do your homework together. You know, usually it was just 1 or 2 of us sitting at the table doing homework, but there you had to all sit at tables and do your homework together. Everything was together, but it was just too many people. Right, because I thought 11 of us was lots, but once you got here, there's people everywhere, people doing everything, what we're not used to. We were used to doing our own chores, making our own beds, and cooking our own meals, and stuff like that, but not there. Everything was done for you, and you had to stand in line for absolutely everything. You know, they cut our hair off, and they put that well, at the time we thought it was DDT, because they said that we had bugs and fleas and stuff that they didn't want us to bring into the building. So they took all of our clothes and shoes and everything off and made us stand out there naked. And they put that stuff on us, and then made us have showers together. That was a hard part.
What was the education like at residential school?
In there, we had to go to the church to go to school, to go to class. It was much different than the Dudney school that I was at before I went there, because you just show up there and do your day and then you go home. But there you do your day and then you just have to go either to the library and do your homework or go to your room. There was intermediates, seniors, and I was considered a junior at the time. Just go to our rooms and stay there.
So some students today are disrespectful to their teachers in class and are sent down to the office for detention. What happened when students were disrespectful in your school?
They were just smacked, hit with either what they called that pointer, or for me, I had a couple times the school brushes thrown at you, or chalk was thrown at you. You weren't allowed to speak, not unless you're being spoken to.
How did your family feel about you going to residential school?
We were all scared. It was a scary thing for us, you know, just to be dropped off and then your mom leaves right away. It's like, what's going on? We didn't know what was going on.
How often were parents allowed to visit you at residential school?
They never did. Just to pick us up, that was it. On holidays, like Christmas or something like that, Thanksgiving, they would come and bring us back right after, which was hard again because you have to leave your family, right? Your mom.
What was life like when you left school?
When I left school, like after school altogether, I left. I went to Alberta. I got out of BC. Went and moved to, left. I hitchhiked all the way back to Calgary. I was in Calgary for a while and then Edmonton, and ended up staying in Medicine Hat for a while. And not even 2 or 3 months later, my sister really ran away from home and ran to me. Her train derailed when she did, but she made it. And it was after that Mom finally said that she better take us all home. She took us all out of there because we all started running away. 2 of them ended up in foster care. And I just ran away and stayed away. Grace ended up in foster care. Debbie ran away. Lorraine and Yvonne were taken by the government, put in foster care. I got ripped off. Right. How do those people know what my culture is? How do those people know what my language is? You know, how am I supposed to survive in the winter time? They don't teach you how to do all that canning and preserving of food and stuff when you're in there. They just basically shove you through that line, eat your dinner and go. See you later. You know, open a jar of something or a can of something. Nothing was ever homemade like our elders used to.
What do you think are the lasting effects of Canadian Indian residential school?
It's the loss of our language and our culture. Because, I mean, we do have a culture, and it's a beautiful culture. I'm glad that I know it now. There's still a lot of it I don't know. But like I said, I'm learning. I'm still learning. Even though I'm a grandmother, but I have to be able to teach my granddaughters, you know, stuff that was taken away from me. One thing that I did that I never did ever was can deer this year. I canned a whole deer. There's things that we're not allowed to do and things that we're allowed to do in a longhouse. What we learn in there is sacred, and we share it with our children. Like my granddaughters are 9 and 11, and they know how to react in a longhouse. You don't just walk into a longhouse and do your own thing. It's a very sacred place.
Thank you for sharing your story with me.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah. Yeah. So where do you come from?
I come from the Scatine Nations.
The Scatine Nations. That's the one up by Whistler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good day, my name is Johnny Williams. My ancestral name is Quachan, which translates to leader or helper of the people. The song that I've been asked to share today is a little bit of an older song, a song we use, I guess, for a little more of sad occasions. And it's a very unique song because we can do it both in English and in Halkamela.